I think that is one thing that a lot of people struggle with. When they decide to start a business and I've got all the systems and all the courses and all the things and all these strategies and that they need to follow by a T, they're very, very stuck in that masculine energy. And if you've watched any of my content before, you know I talk about this, the masculine and the feminine energy. The masculine energy is your active energy, your doing, your thinking, your intellectual stuff. The other side, the feminine, that's your receptive energy, your being energy, your self-love, your creativity. That's that side of things. Now, the thing is, it's very easy to do when you're starting a business, is to get stuck over here in the masculine side of things. And that creates an imbalance in the scale. All the other stuff on the feminine side, these are the things that can really, really power your business without the hustle. Every entrepreneur out there that talks about this sort of stuff online is like, you have to hustle, you have to hustle, you have to hustle. And it gets you stuck and conditioned into this masculine energy way of thinking. Where the problem with that is you start to approach your business from fear. You start to approach your business from scarcity. Whereas when you're more balanced, you can approach your business from abundance, from creativity, from peace and quiet and calm. Which, if you're on this video and you watch my videos, then you know that's what I'm all about. Take me up a mountain any days. So that is the first thing that I like to get focused on when I'm talking to any client. Where is their energy just now? Are they stuck here or are they stuck there? And this is very, very evident usually, because you can see where are they stressed out of their box, or are they pretty calm, but they don't have any tangible things that could actually bring them the abundance that they are longing for. This is always the first step, getting into that energetic alignment of where you're going. And this is why I use astrology. Yeah, astrology is a big part of my business. And it's for this reason, because when I see a client who's stuck in the masculine and I show them their chart and I talk to them through their chart, very, very easily you can identify where they're not aligned with their chart. When you fix that, it can help them bring more balance. So another reason why I like to use astrology for business is because it shows you where you're most magnetic, i.e. you're going to attract the right kind of people. How are you able to do that? And then it shows you where your abundance is going to come from, what kind of a business, what kind of a topic, and all these different things that you can get from somebody's individual birth chart. So when I sit down with a client and they come to me with like a £50 offer or whatever, I can immediately see from looking at their chart, okay, is this the right offer? If it's a £50 offer and you want to scale to £10,000 per month, it's probably not the right offer. Yeah, because you're going to need a lot of volume, which means you're going to get stuck in that masculine energy again, because you need to chase clients. When you focus the Unfuckwithable coach system, which I've got, then you're focused on creating a soul-aligned signature offer. One offer. If you've only got one offer, you can charge a little bit higher. And it comes down to positioning that offer. And that's where we use the birth chart, your individual birth chart, to be able to see where you're most magnetic, where you're most abundant, and where we're able to be able to charge a price tag, like of £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, £5,000. Now, the next thing that I like to do, because if you want that lifestyle where there's not as much hustle, you need this to be a recurring offer, because you don't want to be going out there and chasing clients every single day. Again, that's getting stuck in the masculine energy. If you're out there constantly chasing clients all the time, we want clients to be able to come to us. If you are starting to get fear that you're running low on clients, it's going to make you go back into the masculine energy and get stuck searching for the next strategy that's going to bring you your next pool of clients. When we focus on a recurring model, then we're able to know that there's a little bit of security there. Yes, give and take, you might lose a few clients every single month, but it's not going to be as much of a, you've lost all these clients. You've still got some money. And if anything, I like to put my effort on retention of clients more than going searching new clients, because it's a lot easier to make them happy than it is to go and find a new client. However, we are a business. We need a way of bringing people in as well. And this is where YouTube comes in and Instagram. That is the only two channels I focus on. YouTube I like because it's longer. I get to actually sit down and have a chat with you. You get to see my quirks. We get to form this sort of a connection. Yeah? The video content is the strongest kind of connection that you can get. And if I'm coming up, showing up every single week, giving you value, or however, how often that is, if I show up giving you value and you spend 20 minutes with me, then you're going to have a stronger connection to me than if you see me on a reel that lasted 1 minute or 2 minutes. I usually do longer. If I'm talking to the camera, I usually do longer reels. But it's a lot shorter than if you find me on a YouTube video. So the connection is a lot stronger with YouTube. If you think about it, if you spend 10 minutes watching 10 videos of me on Instagram, you're going to have an idea of what I do. But there's not going to be the same kind of connection as if you've sat and watched a lot of my YouTube content and spent hours with me on YouTube. You're going to have more of a connection to me. So that's why I like the two platforms. I feel that Instagram's very, very good because it means I have a social way of communicating with people, talking to people in the DMs. And I like YouTube because it's another way that I can attract people inbound, that they can get put in through my funnels. And I know that if you're a spiritual entrepreneur of any shape, description, you're going to be like, I hate funnels. But funnels allow you that lifestyle. They allow you to be able to attract, like I said with YouTube, you've got somebody who's sitting with you. If you've got a video out there for like a healing that's 20 minutes and they're getting to feel your energy for 20 minutes, that's so much stronger than a 3-minute reel. And then with YouTube, we don't have that ability to DM these people that have watched our content or that are commented, that are engaged. Yes, you can comment back and stuff like that, but we don't have the ability to DM. So the funnel is the vehicle that gets them into our world, where we can then get in contact with them. Now, I always say, and you can also put them to contact you on Instagram. That's something that I would do as well. But Instagram is the place where you can speak to these people straight away. They might not be in your email list at this point, but you can get them into your email list by talking to them. You can start to see where they are in their journey. You can start to see the words they're using. You can start to get all this other stuff, which really, really does help when it comes to creating your content, creating your offers, creating that stuff. Because if you are speaking the language that they speak, you form a connection quicker. I'm not saying that YouTube is you have to have YouTube. Yeah, I'm not saying that. You can build a 100K business with Instagram. But I like YouTube. I feel like it does the job a little bit better because people are getting to know you, they're getting to sit with you longer, and they're building a stronger connection. So I like YouTube for that reason. But inside the Unfuckwithable Coach and the methods that I use, these are the two channels I teach on and the channels that I can help with. But I've got clients that are like, I don't want to do YouTube, I just want to stick with Instagram. And that's absolutely fine as well. There's a lot of things that you can use ManyChat to be able to set up systems, to be able to close people without you having to be online. And I think that's the big thing. A lot of people, when I see them at first and they're stuck on the hustle, the energy, the masculine energy, they're a bit like, I've got no time for anything now because I've got to be there for DMs. I've got to be there to be able to get people onto a call. I've got to be able to do this and that and the next thing. Or if they don't want to do calls, they're in the DMs for hours. Whereas you can use ManyChat to set up a sequence that will bring people into your business. Which means that you don't have to be on your phone 24/7. Again, giving you more time back. For me, I'm literally on Instagram probably about 3 times a day for about half an hour tops. One, to upload a piece of content. The next one is to speak on stories for a little bit and show a little bit of what's going on. And then the last one's just for a little bit of engagement, to go and have a little bit of chill, shall we say, even though it's not really chill, because that's where I will be thinking, right, more, let's talk to people, let's get things, let's look at my DMs and see who's been messaging me, let's see if we can start that conversation again, and that sort of a thing. But literally an hour and a half a day is what I spend on Instagram. 2 hours maybe some days, depending on how many conversations I've got. Then my YouTube, I literally spend half an hour filming this, maybe shorter, and then editing it. I'm keeping it really, really simple these days, so I'm just cutting out little bits, and then that gets uploaded to YouTube. I've got a thumbnail because I'll just take a picture after I've filmed, and then that goes on. Now, a lot of people, they think, oh, well, you need thousands of people to get anything from YouTube or Instagram or whatever. That is a load of rubbish. What you need is a connection. Yeah? As a coach, if you're only needing 5 clients every single month or 10 clients every single month to get to your 10K per month, you don't need a large audience. You need an audience, but you don't need a large audience. Like, I have had clients, and my audiences are both under 200 on Instagram and on YouTube. You do not need a large audience to get sales. You need a strong offer. You need a strong message that speaks directly to one person. And that is where astrology is really, really good, because we can pinpoint who that person is, who you work the best with, and it feels so aligned. Don't feel like you're trying to sell to everybody, because when you sell to everybody, you sell to nobody. So we've covered quite a lot there. I don't want to overwhelm you. If you're like, I want to learn more about this, I want to speak to you, Jay, come and drop me a DM. It's at JElliottLife on Instagram. Or you can go through my funnel and come inside the Unfuckwithable Coach community. It is currently closed at the minute. There is a wait list. So you can come on, join, go through that. But that is the basis. Of building a business that can scale to 10K, 20K, 30K months, is to make sure the energetic alignment is there. That it aligns with your birth chart. If you're using astrology, make sure it aligns with your birth chart, and make sure there's that balance between your masculine energy and your feminine energy. You're not acting out of fear, and you're not doing anything because you don't feel safe. There needs to be that balanced energy.